Hey kids, this is Pulse Ray Vision coming to you live from Quattro Cinco Studios again in my mom's basement for the second time today. Had to take a break a little bit earlier for family dinner, which was delicious, by the way. I'm very glad that I took that break. We got Believe in Yourself here, who also reposted um, the earlier stream. Appreciate that. I think that song is triggering copyright strikes or something on YouTube because it's like YouTube is saying that the video cannot be monetized, which is, I don't care if it's monetized. We've got Die Hard Hexagon in the house. Merry Christmas, Max and family. Thank you very much. Elizabeth's in the house. Hello, hello. I was just going through some of the art from Elizabeth here to work on a couple of projects and try to make it a little bit easier to see our NFTs and move our NFTs and sell our NFTs, because as the market's been going down, as crypto's been going down, and most notably Pulse Chain's been going down, Mintra and Pulse Market app are not working very well at all. In fact, it seems as though everything on Pulse Chain is kind of just eking by right now while they're waiting to see how the ProveX thing, plays out. I've got the StreamYard link here in our comments right there. And also I'm going to put it here on X so that you guys can join if you want to jump in here and just wish people Merry Christmas or ask any questions going on right now. We did just have Merry Christmas. We just had our second drawing here of Journey 9. Journey 10's coming up. Merry Christmas, Max. Love your positivity, dedication. 2026 will be our year. Thank you very much. This is Mr. Corrigal. Our friend with Gelato. I still hold all of my Gelato tokens right here, and somewhere I got some Italian. What were they called? Jiminy Christmas. He knows what I'm talking. Stacked Italian. I got my Stacked Italian also somewhere. I think I've got my Stacked Italian tied in one of those Homie Don't Play Dat farms still. I don't know if I was able to undo that. RH did a stream today. Yes, he did. I was just watching some of that. And I think he did a stream 2 days ago as well, right? Like, didn't he do like a Christmas Eve stream? I was watching some of that, and we'll see what's going on. It's good to see him streaming again for sure. The fact that he has started doing his ProveX stuff, and his record for launching is about 2 years for most of his projects. So the fact that he thinks he has time to continue to like build out ProveX before he and other people may be able to use it for off-ramping during the next bull run tells me that he thinks that we've got at least a year or so before our wave hits. Because, I mean, here, I'm just going to share my screen right off the bat here. Let's take a look at Old Man Bitcoin price, and we will take a look at Ethereum's price as well. But if we go here to Max, which, oh my gosh, why in the world is this on this mode? What is going on, kids? This should be a black background. This is like the bottom of the page or something. Personalism. I don't know how to put this on night mode, but it's freaking me out with a white background. Anyways, as you can see, we, here's our 2017 spike, here around when it hit about $20,000 right here. And then 4 years later, 2021, you've got the next spike up to, 65K, 68K on the do-over, the mulligan. Then you got in just silliness here all the way up to 120, 125-ish, 122. We'll call it 120. I hope that this is not the wave. This might be the wave of Bitcoin 2025. But again, We were, in 2021, November of 2021. Here we are 4 years later, November 2025, when we were up around 120. So that is the 4-year cycle, but I don't think that this is all of the juice that Bitcoin has in it. I think it's just been delayed by horrible economy, horrible governments, horrible banks, just taking advantage of the narrative of money, as most people believe money to be real and a thing, and money has to be tied to authority in a lot of people's minds. And so I think that Bitcoin could very easily pop up and play in this $150,000 range this cycle. And I think it's going to take till next year, and some money's got to flow again. Liquidity's got to hit, the market's got to get that, all that cash that they printed. Some of it's just got to hit the market. And so I think when that happens, I think we could very easily test 150. That might have been it. 120 might have been the run. And if it was the run, then the next thing we would see is Ethereum get its wave. Because so here's Ethereum's 2018 wave, and then here's Ethereum's 2022 wave right here at the beginning of 2022 or end of 21, right? So that's its 4-year cycle. And so maybe here around, so actually no, it's November of 2021 right there is when it licked. We'll call it 5K. I know it's like 4 something. It says 46.99, but we'll just call it 5K for easy math. And it came close to touching 5K again. But all that money from Bitcoin usually flows into Ethereum. Then it flows from Ethereum. When it comes out of Ethereum, it pumps, right around here, October 2020. Right around here is where we had the all-time high of Hex. Was that here? Here's altcoin season. When you see this crash, it's altcoin season usually. That's the way things have turned out. But again, this one hasn't even really made a very significant higher high than the 5K back here. Hopefully we'll see at least a 2x up to 10K, maybe a 3x up to 15K in Ethereum. And then as that wave dies down, that's when the good stuff happens with Dark. Excuse me, Dark and Hex and Pulse and all these cool coins out here that we follow. Here's the Hex on Ethereum, looking pretty low, below a tenth of a penny. And then here's the Hex on Pulse, which is 2/10 of a penny, almost 3/10 of a penny. So both of them combined are worth like a third of a penny, give or take, third or fourth of a penny. Sorry, about 0.3, 0.4% cents if you were to buy them both, right? Which is, it's crazy for an asset that was at 50 cents on one chain alone, for them to both be so cheap again. But then again, we saw Dark round trip from $1 to $135 all the way back down to 37 cents. I'm guessing we're going to see some selling here on 37. Let's see here. Yep, there we go. There's $300 that was made just recently. $300, 856 Dark were sold, pushing the price down to 36 cents. That's bananas, absolutely bananas. But as you can see, these are big chunks. They're completely selling out and liquidating all of their NFTs and their Dark, completely gone. Wow, that's insane. And I believe I don't know if Pulse Scan is updating that often, but there were only 1,400 or 1,500 NFTs in that address right here. So it still says there's 1,500 NFTs sitting there. So I think this is probably not accurate. If he, if DC41 nuked 800, what was it, 856 dark, or NFTs to get that dark, then those should be showing up, and I don't know, it should be displayed here on Pulse Scan. But then again, Pulse Scan is not very reactive and very fast at updating. So I'm not quite sure how that is going there. We've got Believe in Yourself throwing up some bananas. It is bananas. It's bananas right now. If we go here to our anti-gravity agproject.io, our favorite website in the entire world, you go to the evil address, you'll notice the scrape button has been turned on. However, we're getting errors right now, either on the back end or on chain. However, it's connected to the chain RPC or whatnot, it's not wanting to scrape there. We also even turn it on. It's been turned on in beta.agproject.io. Doesn't want to scrape there. Does not want to scrape there. I mean, I guess we could try XYZ, but I imagine that they have the same settings, you know. Let's try this. XYZ. Okay, so here's the XYZ site. And we'll go to evil, we'll go to scrape. We'll try to scrape this. And yeah, scrape failed. It's funny, this one's actually, for some reason, that one is shrunk back on XYZ, smaller than IO. That's weird. Anyways, yeah, so we tried the beta, we tried the other one. We're just gonna have to wait and see if we can get that kink fixed. If that kink does get fixed, though, this is the good news. This scrape button has not been utilized in Journey 8 or Journey 9. So all of the evil addresses lottery winnings from Journey 8 and Journey 9 up to this point would be rolled into the next jackpot. The biggest jackpot right here coming up in 11 days, 2 hours and 4 minutes. I feel like that might be shorter. It seems like it was like 11 days and 3 hours not that long ago, but all right, yeah. So in 11 days, 2 hours, 3 minutes. Right now, there's 4,231 dark to be paid out to the winners. I believe. Let's see. We had 35,000 fuel cells minted. None that are held onto by the mystery box. But then again, the mystery box did fund the 100 fuel cells that are available. Let's do this right here. Boom. Right here, the Pink Miss Well deal. So people have been sending Pink Miss Well tokens to the Pink Miss Well. First person did a shot across the bow of all ones, 1.1 million, so on. And then someone stepped in and bumped it to 1.2 million. So it's between these two addresses right now. If this address adds more, then it'll take the lead. If another address comes in with 1.3 million or something like that, it'll be good. But this auction, this kind of like fight to the death, whoever wins this at the end of minting will receive 100 J9s and 30 dark. So that's what this competition is for this time. Interesting. Yeah, other than that, like I said, if you go to pulsemarket.app, it's having trouble loading the NFTs. Mintra, according to Mintra, I don't have any NFTs here on Pulse. Shows my Pulse balance, draw, view profile. Yeah, it's not showing any NFTs or collections here. So it's not checking, I guess. But where we can see the NFTs very well is agproject.io. Go to view my fuel cells. We'll go into current price because that all-time high is sad to look at. But as you can see, we did have a question in our Telegram about this table right here where some people didn't have any of these fuel cells and it still showed a dark value in them. And they thought, well, is that like, do I have some and it's not showing it? No, basically all the Journey 1s have this amount in them. All the Journey 2s have this amount in them. the dark value. That's the dark value for each of these NFTs. The Journey 4 NFT has 0.42. All of them. They'll all be uniform unless they've won the lottery, and then the lottery is, outside of the NFT. So you can actually scrape the lottery. If we go here to lottery, you can see we have 8 winners. I believe we had 2 or 3 from the first payout, and then a few from the second. So we have 22 dark matter here to scrape. Let's see if this scrape button works. Okay, so this scrape button is working right here. It's charging me a penny to scrape those 22. We'll hit confirm. And then these 22.5 dark will show up in my wallet up here as liquid dark, and I can use those for the minting that's going to be taking place in about 11 days and 14 hours. So you got this minting window open for Journey 10. You can mint 1-to-1. See, there's my 22.7 dark. It shows those in there. And there we go. Yeah, it scraped all 8 of those. And next chance to mint, I'll have 22 sitting here ready to go. Plus, whatever I may win in the final lottery. So this if I win any in 11 days, they'll pop up here. I can scrape them and I can go back and I can mint in Journey 10. Journey 10 might be a real game changer. Another thing I wanted to add here, this is something I figured out today. Right here, where if you don't have any dark, you can click buy more right here next to the dark on the minting page. It used to take you to Pateus, but now when you click it, it takes you to switch.win. So shout out to our homies over at switch.win. Brandon Davis and the team are doing a great job here. Dex aggregator, how it works. They've got some cool features here. Very cool stuff. And this is what I love about this is if you go here to launch app right here, which this is what pops up first. You can just look for dark and it will pull up the correct dark. It'll pull up our dark matter right here automatically. It shows us our dark. It shows us our 22 that we have right there. We can swap that into hex or whatever we want. So shout out switch.win. That is now the link from our minting page. So that's super cool. Let's see if we can just try XYZ. And let's just try to scrape the evil addresses from there. Evil, scrape, error. Yeah, scrape failed. Please try again. So we're going to have to send some of that there and figure out where the disconnect is from there to our lovely blockchain, pulse chain. Again, here's all the cells right here. These are some insane chunks of cells like 856, 500, 451, 568, 70, 72, 211, 295, 335, 1,000, 300, 416, 416, 416, 416, 400. So as you see, this address right here, I almost wonder if we could go to let's go there. Let's actually just click the address here, and it's not pulling up the scan 9mm right there. Let's actually go over here. Let's copy it off of this one right here. These are fuel cell holders. DC41. So we'll copy this right here. And actually, if I just click on it, it should just take us here. And we can see how many tokens it has according to this. So here's the swap, the call, the transfer of a bunch of tokens, including, I think if we come down here, we'll see the dark transaction. But really what we want to see is there's 108 tokens in the wallet. Let's see, Solid Bet, Magma, Flari Drink, Reptilian Currency, Lava. We're looking for, a bunch of Windio, Liquidity Token, 9mm, Kanye West. We're looking for Solid Dick, Cat with Rat, Snake. I'm just saying this if there's any. Yeah, so there's really no. It still shows 1,541 fuel cells, which You would think that if he just sold 800, and he doesn't have them liquid here. There's no dark in this wallet that I can see unless I pass it. There's Dark X, which was the mining one before the airdrop. There's 3,000 of those. Energy drink, yeah. So I'm not seeing dark in here. Any liquid dark. So if they're sold, you'd think he'd have to vaporize these fuel cells, which you guys can do too. It's crazy how many have been vaporized, but if you just go to vaporize on our website, agproject.io or XYZ, you can see there's 323 fuel cells here. And so I could approve it. I could write down, I can go look by most recent or max. So let's go to max and just put in 323. And it might take a second. We're going to hit view selected fuel cells, not approve. We're going to view them. And here we've got the number one. We got 3 Journey ones that all have, a little over 1 dark in them returned. So they've gotten 100% APY in dark. Actually 119% APY in dark. And then you got to grab this little orange dot right here and slide it down. But as you can see, the Journey 2 has 83% APY. Journey 3's got 67%. 4's got 42%. And then Journey 5's got 87%. And Journey 6 has 55%. Journey 7 has 45%. Journey 8 has 10% after its first payout. And then, of course, the Journey 9s don't have any payout yet. They're going to get paid out in about 11 days at the end of this journey. So, yeah, interesting stuff. If we go down here, though, and look at the fuel cell supply, you can see that there's only 14,000 Journey 7s. So that's the most rare NFT is Journey 7 NFT. Then Journey 8 has 41,000, but again, a lot of these are the evil address. It hasn't been nuked, and there's 35,000. A lot of those are the evil address. It hasn't been nuked. So there's 60,000 between Journey 8 and 9 that have yet to be vaporized from the evil address, and then we'll just have to see what happens when Journey 10 kicks off, because when Journey 10 kicks off, this mint button goes active, and you can mint all of the fuel cells on behalf of the evil address. And when you mint on behalf of the evil address, it fills up the lottery, it fills up the treasury, and it kicks a little bit back into the mystery box. Again, the treasury right now is sitting on 288,000, or almost 29% of the entire supply is sitting in the treasury yet to be paid out to the fuel cells. And so far, it's paid out 26% of the entire supply to the fuel cells. And right now, we have 346,000 active fuel cells. I wonder if this works right here. If I can go to the Journey info table, if that one will pull it up. Yeah, so check this out. 16 Journey 8s have been vaporized. 74, almost 75,000 Journey 1s have been vaporized. Almost 66,000 Journey 2s, almost 57,000 Journey 3s, and then only 50,000 Journey 4. So Journey 4 is the biggest by far. There's still 70,000 NFTs in there. Let's see. Yeah, there's still 70,558 Journey 4s. That was the most minted. That's when we still had a bunch of tools working on Pulse Chain that made it easier to use wallets and to view what was going on chain. And then that disappeared, and you can see like we went from 70,000 to 22,000 to 15,000 to 14,000. And then once the evil addresses to vaporize out of 7, 8, and 9, if the collective takes them out, those are going to be even smaller than Journey 7. So the number is dropping rapidly, not just because people have taken their ball and gone home with crypto to go kick rocks or, started a job cleaning carpets or something like that, because there's nothing worth selling right now on Pulse Chain. No profits to be taken. I would say that these mints are going to get smaller and smaller. We know that the mints are going to get smaller with the pink mist well, right? We know that if we go here, we go to AG Bible. Where's the AG Bible at? Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. So here's the AG Bible. You can see that the evil address drops its mints. It started with 67,000 in Journey 1. And just in Journey 10, it's all the way down to 25,000. So it was 28,000, almost 29,000 in Journey 9. There will be 25,000, almost 26,000 that are minted in Journey 10. So, 77% of this is going to go into the treasury. 20% of this, or about 5,000 of these, are going to go into the jackpot box. And then it's anyone's guess where it goes from there. As you can see, here's the minting schedule on a graph. It just drops. It drops with the yield. So the yield started out with 3% paid out at the end of every journey to the Michael Jordan rookie cards, Journey 1s, the original NFTs that were airdropped and minted. And now we're already down to 1.29%. So it's like less than half of what the original ones were. However, like I said, the minting is dropping faster than the yield is dropping. So people are actually getting better payouts for the lower ones, because either people don't have dark anymore because they minted most of it like they were supposed to, and they're getting that dark back up here, or they just don't have any, right? So they minted it, or they're just sitting on it for whatever reason. But if you go here to dark and you go to the holders, there's just not a lot of dark out there, honestly. There's something like, if you have more than 125 dark, you are on the first top 50 holders of dark matter right now. And as you can see here with the percentage, zoom in just a little bit, make that easier to see. Maybe not. Yeah. So as you can see, there's 48% is in the treasury and in the NFTs, even after DC41 has nuked an insane supply of NFTs and cashed out. You're still looking at like 48%, almost 50% is still in the treasury and the NFTs. That's insane. I think that we'll go over 51%. Let's see here. So if the evil address mints 26,000, roughly, and 77% of that goes into the treasury, that's going to be 20,000 more after the payout. So you're going to have roughly 2% of the evil address move from the evil address into the treasury. So that would bump us over 50% of the entire supply would be locked in the treasury and NFTs, even with someone nuking about 3% of the entire supply by vaporizing and getting out of the game. So that being said, there's close to 50% in the treasury. There's still about 27% in the hands of the evil address, but all of that is programmed to be minted into the treasury and the jackpot box, which is sitting about 8%. Then you got Mystery Well with about just under 4%. You've got the mystery box with a little over 3%, and then you got the who's this? This is A696. I think this might be a new. Oh, never mind. This is a liquidity, an LP position with 13,000. So a little over 1% is locked in this LP. Then you have 1% owned by the Pink Miss Well, and Pink Miss Well is killing it, absolutely killing it on the NFTs right here. Number one holder outside of the Evil Address and Mystery Box. That's bananas. Absolute bananas. Look at this. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. So yeah, so you have the Evil Address sitting with 60,000 NFTs. You got the Mystery Box sitting on 53,000 in its personal address, and then you've got the Pink Miss Well sitting on 44, almost 45,000 NFTs, way more than anyone else. And then this is a daughter address, maybe a daughter. Nope. I think this is someone else. It's got like 9,000. This one I think is a daughter address. This one is not a daughter address with 7,000. Yeah, this one I think is a daughter address. Either way, I'm just saying, like, most of those are mystery box holders. And the 60,000 right here that's sitting in the hands of the Evil Address could be gone very soon. And the 25, almost 26,000 that it is set to mint in 11 days could also be gone. So you're looking at 86,000, roughly 86,000 NFTs gone, and all that economic energy, all those tokens are ending up back in. They're all ending up in the. They're all ending up here in the treasury and the jackpot box. That 48%, that 8%, those are going to grow. This 27% is basically going to bleed into the jackpot and the treasury over time. So, I mean, what is that? That's 27% times 20%. So 5% of this Evil Address is going to end up in the jackpot box, and then 27% times 0.77. Yeah, 20% of this. 20% of this is going to end up here in the treasury over time. And so depending on how many people hang on to their NFTs and let those piggy banks fill up with dark, you're looking at 70% of the entire supply being locked in the treasury and the NFTs, which in the piggy banks, which that's the whole game of chicken. That's the way this was designed, was to take the million tokens right here, 999,999.858 dark. And a bunch of these have been burned. So there's way less than a million, but out of those million, the people that have minted and hang on to their piggy banks are going to win. They're going to have that economic energy. And then the incentive to mint may go up, it may go down. I don't know. But if it goes up and people start buying a little bit of dark off the market, where you're looking at a $5,000 LP with Hex, that would not take a lot for it to really spike the price. I think the biggest LP position obviously is between Dark and Pink Miss Well. Yeah, we still have 10K of liquidity between Dark and Pink Miss Well. And wow, let's look at that, baby. Just getting dragged down 32 cents. That's insane. That is insane. Looks like these are all bots buying today based on that giant sell of 800 dark. When that was sold, these bots went in and bought and sold as well based on that. They're getting their vampire. They're sucking their blood out of the spread or the slippage that people are paying when they do large orders on small LP. Let's see here. I onboarded my sister into Hex around 40 cents. She asked me what her $1,100 investment was worth today. My response, $10. True story. True story. Yes, I I onboarded quite a few people at 40 cents as well. And I tell them they don't want to know, and they usually accept that. But I'm super positive, a huge believer in all of this. I'm excited for the reversal rip for all of us. We'll support Dark in 2026. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. He's a good dude. Good dude. Diane here says hello, Diane. One of the winners of 500 Dark. Killing it there. What's the easiest way to see if a wallet has fuel cells? The easiest way to see if a wallet has fuel cells is to go to agproject.io and click on connect your wallet and then view my fuel cells, and it will show you your fuel cells in the second column right here. So it'll show you, for instance, this wallet has 3 J1s, 1 J2, 33 J3s, 15 J4s, and so on. 113 J9s, which is absolutely killing it right now. That's the easiest way to see how many you have. And then you can also see the cash value by doing the current price, by doing the all-time high, or just by doing moon math, where you can punch in whatever amount of money you think the token could be worth someday. You know, you can just put in some crazy number like that and see what the cash value of each NFT is in the fourth. So the fourth row. So okay, let me go over this real quick, because like I said, there is a question here on our oh, not that one. There is a question on our yeah, there's a question in our general chat right here from Jebediah Dean. I have a few questions to trying to learn AG Project. I'm not an AG Project noob, but my questions may be, if anyone would be so kind as to explain, and feel free to RTFM me, but would need the manual. So on the My Fuel Cells page, how come I show a non-zero dark value in the column by the same name for Rose Journeys, which I have 0 or no fuel cells? I guess it's a form of payouts for my existing fuel cells. If so, is there a link to document where I can read about all this? Why is the value in USD value column not just in the current price of dark and fuel cells? And what does the value in the USD value column represent? Let's cover those questions really quickly right there. So first of all, the reason that it shows at all-time high is because that's the default. So if you go to the top of this, you can choose, like I said, the current price, all-time high, and the moon math. And so if you just go to current price, just click on current price, and you'll see that at today's prices, the Journey 1s are worth 46 cents. Journey 2s are worth 33 cents, 26 cents, 16, 33, 21, 17, 4 cents. So that'll show you the USD value right there. So the first column just tells you what journey. So we are on Journey 9 of 33. And so that's the first column. Second column is going to be how many you own. So if you have a 0 in any of these columns, that means you don't have any of those NFTs in this specific wallet. And then the third one over is how much the Journey 1s have. So we could probably put this dark value right next to the Journey. I might talk to my front end devs about this and see if we can just do Journey 1 and you just see how much dark is in all the Journey 1s. That might be a little more intuitive. And then the third or the fourth column over is the USD value. So because I have, because the price of dark is around 30 something cents right now, 30, 40 cents right now. The cash value of each one that is being sold on the market right now is about 46 cents, not counting slippage. Now, because I have 3 of these in the 1, 2, 3, the fifth column over, you can see that I have 3.57 accumulated amongst my 3 fuel cells. And then it will do the cash value of those, of all my accumulated in Journey 1, which is $1.38, $1.40. $1.39 right now. And then it tells me this is after Journey 9, the next column over, it says I'm going to go from 1.19 per fuel cell to 1.54 per fuel cell. So that's quite a bump in APY. I'll go from 119% APY to 154% APY. So for every dark that I gave up to mint the Journey 1s, I'll have received 1.5 dark back. So that's, and I'm receiving a token that's not inflated. It has no inflation at all. In fact, it has deflation. So I'm getting paid in a token that is going to become very rare over time, hopefully. And then, of course, instead of it being worth 46 cents at today's price, it'll be worth 59 cents after that payout at the end in the next 11 days. And so after that payout, then it says, okay, then I'm going to have 4.6 total, which would be worth $1.79 at today's price. So I would have gone from $1.54 to $1.79 in the next 11 days in my holdings of the Journey One fuel cells and so forth. Let me see, did I answer all those questions? I think so. Yeah. No, there's not really a link to, I mean, we did do a couple of documents in the beginning, but it's not the best. And yeah, that's why the USD value is not in the current price. What does the value in USD column represent? It represents the amount, it's taking the price feed off of Dex Screener, which is one of the more conservative prices. And it's feeding it into there. So as you can see, here's J9's mint, the J9 3. We just had the Christmas Day lottery payout today, and then the price, went to shit with the giant sell right there. There's only 300. Oh, sorry. There's $60 in liquidity on this dark and wrap pulse pair, but this one goes all the way back to the beginning where we launched at $1, and we had that meteoric rise as we were buying a very low liquidity. It just shot right up as people were grabbing it, and then death by 1,000 cuts coming down to where we're at right now. So, I mean, just like where Hex was at 50 cents, a lot of us believe that Hex will reclaim at least the 50-cent range. A lot of us, myself included, believe that Hex is going to be worth $1 one day, either on one of the chains or both the chains combined. And, that's why you look at it right now, it's less than a penny. And you're thinking, man, if that thing that's less than a penny goes back to $1 and I can sell it, that's insane. And that's what a lot of us true believers are still here for that. This community is one of the only communities that's survived as well as the crypto communities have survived. So, that being that I think that answered most of those questions. And then the other questions on the collective NFT, the NFT we got for contributions to the Wishwell, what active effect, if any, does this NFT have? Is it only a dashboard of current information? Yes, I would say it's more of a dashboard of current information. What does the Wishwell error points field mean? How is it computed? Do Wishwell error points have, or did they have any active effect? What does the mining error points value shown in this NFT mean, and how is it computed? Do mining error points have, or did they have any active effect? Thank you kindly. Yeah, so going back to, he's talking about this, hopefully it'll show up here in Pulse Market. Yeah, this one right here. So check out, this is the collective ID. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this. So at the very beginning, we had Wishwell error points where people were throwing money into a galactic Wishwell. And it turns out some of those funds were used to fund the coding and the website and things of that nature, the smart contracts. Actually, I think the smart contracts were pretty much done, and the Wishwell error was building out the website. And so for every small amount of tokens you put through in the Wishwell error, you got quite a bit of Wishwell error points. And these eventually went towards the airdrop and the issuance of the token. So if you were in the Wishwell and you were in the mining and you were in the minting, you got a bigger multiplier for participating early and often. And so, yeah, as you can see, this specific address right here got 2 points in the Wishwell era, a third of a point in the mining era, I think, just to show that it worked. And then it's minted it's gotten 62,000 points from the minting era so far. So we're at 62,000, and basically that gives us the rank of junior technician. Now, what does the rank mean? What does any of this mean? Basically, this is a real world swag reward system right here. So these are reward points. If you looked at your total at the bottom, those are your reward points. And then if you go to our website at agproject.io, you go to minting, and then you scroll down on this, there's a leaderboard on here for the reward points. And so as you can see, I'm a junior technician, and junior technicians don't get anything. But the senior technician just above me in 47, they hit the next rank up of senior technician. So number 47, whoever that address is, they are eligible for an evil address sticker, rapture sticker, iron-on technician patch, and then all the stuff that we got as nope, there's one underneath technician. I forget what it is. Either way, if you go all the way up here, like the First Navigator, so First Navigator, Pink Miss Well, they've earned an aged anti-gravity backpack or laptop case that is yet to be delivered to them, I'm sure. But they've earned the space suit. They've earned a copy of Rings of Dust when it's finished and published. A bunch of prints of all the NFT posters, signed and numbered, physical NFT poster print, and then all these stickers and patches that you win along the way. So when you see to answer this guy's question, the collective NFT or it says collective NFT live. Sometimes some of these might say anti-gravity as well, but this shows you all the points right here. So, and it actually, I forgot we even did this. Every 722,000 points equals about $1 of swag. So I think, I don't remember how we did that or when we did that. I think it's low because a lot of these things, the patches, the stickers, the pins, ended up being more than we thought it would be to order from some of the vendors. And then that doesn't include shipping as well. We've been shipping a lot of t-shirts and stickers and pins and stuff out. At the beginning, we've definitely slacked on that. We owe a lot of people a lot of swag that we need to ship out. But it's not a clean one at all. And hopefully that works really well. In fact, what I'll do is at the end of this stream, I'll link this show, this video to that. I'll respond to that question and then maybe figure out the minute mark for him so he can get all those answers. So I really appreciate those. Hey, Hex T's back. Merry Christmas, y'all. And then we've got some spam from Twitch, our one Twitch viewer. Good to see you, Twitch. With the fuel cells, what's the best way to support the project with these? Just HODL? Yep, you just want to HODL because every fuel cell is an eternal piggy bank. They're kind of like eternal T-shares for Hex. They're always going to fill up, even when there's only dust left in the treasury, it'll still pay it out to those fuel cells. And so really, and I don't want to give too much away, but honestly, we play poker and Uno with our cards facing out, and we've been telling people from the very beginning, get as many dark matter as you can, which right now is just you can get 100 for $40. 10 for $40 or like 100 for $400. Is that right? No, that's not right. Yeah, you can get 100 for $40, dude. You can get 100 dark for $40, and then you can mint in the next 11 days right here and get a whole bunch of Journey 10s. And you can just keep minting. There's going to be 33 chances to mint. We've had 9 chances to mint already, meaning there's 24 chances left to mint. And out of the 24 chances to mint, there's roughly 2% or, 2.7%. There's roughly 27,000 Yeah, there's roughly 27,000 tokens, dark matter tokens that can be minted into fuel cells in the next one, not counting these 273,000 that are going to be minted into the treasury and lottery. Outside of these top addresses and the LPs, there's only 27,000, give or take, that are floating around. That includes that includes that doesn't include the 1,500 or 2,000 tokens that could be nuked still by DC41. But yeah, and see, here's 500 that were burnt in the contract address. There's another 2.6% or 26,000 that are burnt in the jackpot address forever, because when the collective nuked the evil address last time, it forgot to scrape and roll that money over to the next lotteries, and so that money is forever gone. Like that 2.6% is gone forever. It's burnt. So there's a lot less than 1 million of these tokens in existence, and there's just so many things pulling these tokens off the market and putting them to use. This will be the most scarce token in the universe, is what it was designed to become, and that'll happen the next 3 years, possibly sooner, but it's going to take a lot of money and coding to upgrade the contract to be shorter than a 45-day cycle. So these 33 journeys are all 45 days long, roughly. And so that equals just over 4 years. We're at just over 1 year right now. So there's about 3 years left for the other 24 chances to mint. And once all 33 chances to mint are done, there's going to be something called the Rapture. And with the Rapture, all of the dark that is sitting in wallets and not being used in the ecosystem is going to be destroyed forever. So, I mean, obviously these smart contracts will survive the Rapture. The mystery box is going to survive the Rapture. People putting their dark in LP will survive the Rapture as well, I'm sure, because, we don't want to destroy tokens in LP. But other than that, like all these guys, and really, there's not many addresses with more than 1,000, especially when you consider that most of these are LP smart contracts. So yeah, there's just not a lot of it out there. It's so cheap. It's for sale right now. We did see the mystery box sell $200. About 420 dark were sold by the mystery box to keep the lights on, keep the website running, and hopefully try to get these NFTs working again. More on NFTs as I'm allowed to share it, but there is some really cool people working on some really cool stuff right now when it comes to scanning the blockchain and seeing your NFTs. Let's see here, Logos agent. Oh yeah, there's even an agent here. If you guys have been to squirrels.pro and go to Logos, I think down somewhere at the bottom I could see my NFTs. Maybe not. Let's see here. PulseX Live Logos. Maybe that's not the one I was looking for. Codex. That's the one I'm looking for. Sorry. So here's Codex. And I have this address already added here. And then I'm going to pull up my NFTs. And it's going to say add wallet address to view your NFTs. That's the address that we want to do there. Add token. Staking. It's looking for staking LPs, tokens. Yeah, so I think we're going to have something working on a site like this very soon, sooner than we have. People, look at all that look at that $6 worth of Dr. Doge. So you guys talk about Dr. Doge lately? I have hit my 1,000 error level of Dr. Doge. I've mined over 1,000 Dr. Doge tokens, saving humanity. not to brag or anything, but I'm kind of saving humanity from sicknesses and illnesses like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, influenza, and so forth. No big deal. Anyways, I've hit that mark, and so I do need to reach. I've procrastinated and slacked on so many things lately, trying to survive the bear market, feed my family. So, but I do need to get with them, and I think we'll be seeing some really cool liquidity tied to Dr. Doge. We already do see some cool liquidity added right now with Dark and Actuator. Dark and Actuator has a whopping less than 1,000% of liquidity locked between Dark and Actuator. If you look at the Actuator token, it's being taken care of very well. Where is the Actuator? Do I not have it here on this list? That's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, let's see here. Copy that address. Let's add this to our watch list. All right, so here's Actuator and Pulse, and that has 8K of liquidity, 3K bonded with Hex. But here's a good place to see the price of this one. We definitely want to add to watch list. No, let's just add it to my watch list. There we go. So yeah, look at this. This is not a normal pattern for Pulse right now or anything in crypto right now other than Bitcoin. It's just, this is some very, very good stuff. Remember on, I think it was October 9th or August 9th, sometime around here, the supply issuance was cut down dramatically. So in the first year, Actuator gave out 350 million tokens. In this next year, it's going to give out 250 million tokens, or that will be issued, to the users and the founders. And then the third year, there'll be 150 million issued, and that'll be it. That'll be the fixed supply of this token. And it's basically a derivative off of liquid T-shares that you can put to work. It's Actuator's one of the coolest projects out there by far, I think, with what they've done with enhancing Hex and the T-shares. So yeah, a lot of rambling going on here. I've caught up with all the questions. I've been on here for another hour. Again, we added switch.win as our link to the minting page. Watch for the evil address scrape button to function and quit giving us this error. If it goes there, roughly Shimony Christmas. Evil address, I mean, the law of averages, like if you do a bunch of mints, 20% of what you mint goes into the jackpot, and you basically kind of earn that 20% back. So really, as you're minting, you're getting a 20% discount by winning the lottery. Now, it doesn't equal out exactly every time, especially if you're Steve Stash and you cannot win a lottery to save your life with both hands. But on average, you're going to get about 20% back winning the lottery, which is like getting a 20% discount on your NFTs, which fill up with, that's your piggy bank that just fills up with Dark. As it becomes more scarce, you're getting more of it locked up in your piggy bank. And that's the same as the evil address. Evil address is winning about 20% of its money back. And so if you look at the evil address minted 28,857. So, and this is not exact science, obviously, but 28,857. So it would win basically 20% of that back because that's how the odds work, right? And so there'd be about 5,700 Dark to scrape from Journey 9. And then there would be, there'd probably be another 6,000 to scrape from Journey 8. So there'd be about 11,000 Dark to scrape. Well, I guess that's not technically true because the third payout hasn't been paid in Journey 9 yet. That happens in 11 days. So yeah, roughly, and I'm not, okay, there's a couple things I'm just going to keep under my hat, but yeah, there's going to be a lot of Dark that you can roll into the next lottery. So for those of you that minted in J9, congratulations. If that scrape button gets turned back on, this jackpot is going to go up really high, but the number of winners does not go up. So whoever wins the jackpot is going to win a lot more. Usually every winner of the last jackpot wins 7.5 dark. So it goes, the first payout, people win about 1.25, then 3 3/4, then 7.5. Because that's just the way the code works. But when we scrape and roll the evil address, this gets silly, and then the payout is much higher than 7.5 dark per winner. So that's those 100 NFTs are all live lottery tickets that may have won, that have definitely won probably the first and second drawing and may win the third. So for those of you that have not sent Pink Miss Well to the Pink Miss Well address, which, by the way, what's the price of Pink Miss Well? Pink Miss Well, you can get 1 million Pink Miss Well for $28. That's bananas. Especially when you look at the Pink Miss Well holders here. Go to Pink Miss Well, Pulse Chain Scan, click on the holders, and I mean, look at this. Between just the LP and the Pink Miss Well themselves, you've got 77. You got 77% of this token wrapped up in LP and the Pink Miss Well holder, and then you got another 9% from, I believe, the founder of the token, and you got a mystery box with 5%. So if any of this makes its way up into here, you're looking at high 80s, low 90% of it locked up. And yeah, I mean, we've seen the Pink Miss Well dump some of its Pink Miss Well for dark in the past, but so far it looks like he's just holding. And if he continues to hold, people continue to buy and send it to him, then that's just going to put way more pressure on the supply. But anyways, and then you got Dr. Doge. We still love you. We still believe in you, Dr. Doge. We were looking so good with this pennant right here, and then it broke down. But we believe, and I believe that the Dr. Doge at dark is going to have some liquidity locked up here pretty soon. Other than that, love you guys. Quit my share here and put my. There we go. All right, so I hope that your Christmas went well, all of you and yours. I hope all of you guys are with family and friends this holiday weekend. This year has definitely helped me appreciate a lot of things that I took for granted in the last few years. And I've appreciated it. It's been humbling, but it's also been a very sweet experience to get back down to the ground level and build and work on things like we were years ago before we were able to launch. So yeah, may all of the growth that we've experienced in 2025 show itself in 2026, and hopefully, knock on wood, the markets won't suck, crypto won't suck, housing market won't suck. I mean, just I don't know. I know that money's not real. I know it's definitely not the most important thing on earth, but it is fun. It's fun to have money. It's fun to have the time and options to meet up with your fellow Hexicans and space cult people. And I look forward to that. I truly believe, like a lot of people are saying, we missed the bus, we missed the bull run. I think the bull run's just been delayed by insanity in the world. And so remember, I want all of you guys to remember, you matter. What you do matters, as Hexy says. And you're here for a reason. I don't know what that reason is personally for you, but you're here for a reason, and you were made for a reason. And I really appreciate sharing this journey with you guys, this experience with you guys, not just the crypto experience, but just life. You guys are some of the best people I've met in real life and online. And so This is the best damn community, hands down. Believe in yourself says Merry Christmas to yours and Max. Thank you very much. And got some money in the future. I quit saying it can't get worse because it definitely got worse and worse and worse and worse in 2025. And I never in a million years thought that dark would go below $1. But here we are. It's like, black swans, some you don't see coming. It just comes out of blue. And I think it's going to be a fun slingshot. I think that's also why we see the price of Hex so low and Pulse so low. I think Richard Hart is enjoying that rubber band, and he's going to take full credit and glory when it snaps back up, and he's going to measure it from the very, very bottom to make it look as good as possible. And I think that we'll be able to do the same thing at some point in the future. But I love you guys. Merry Christmas. Thanks so much for hanging out with us and for being a part of this community, for being part of the Hex and Pulse community. I think Richard Hart was saying on his video, I watched about half of it already. He was saying something about how Pulse Chain is just better. It's just better. It's not. Pulse Chain is not better. Pulse Chain is not better than Base. Pulse Chain is not better than Ethereum. It's less centralized. It has a much better community than those chains, but those chains are much, much easier to work on. They're much, much easier to use. They're much, much easier to get your dirty, dirty fiat on and off of them. So that being said, we're here for the people. We're not here for the tech right now. The tech is lacking severely. And, I'm excited about what he's building with ProveX and other stuff just for himself and the community. It was a good video. Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch the rest of it here. But it's good to see him. I would rather have him. I think maybe he's comfortable or competent or maybe made some headway on the whole red notice bullshit. Of aggravated tax evasion or whatever it is. For him to be posting more. Hopefully we see him just come back in all his glory, because it feels like hopefully we're going to get a chance to see Bitcoin do its final pump, and then Ethereum do its pump, and then of course us as well. Hexgravated assault. Hexgravated assault. Yeah. So hopefully we'll see that, and 26 and maybe even 27 if things take longer. But then again, I mean, once the bull run hits, it's fast. It's like fireworks. It's amazing during the moment, and then it's over. So make sure you guys have your plans. And shrimp, crab, Finding Nemo, dolphin, shark, whale. Thanks, Sexy. Have your take profit. Know how much you're going to sell at what price right now. Write it all down. Write down what price you got in at. Sell 10% every time it doubles, and just take those profits this time. That was something that a lot of us did not do during the last bull runs. We did not take enough profit. So know what you're going to take during the bull. I believe the bull's coming. I still believe. I don't see a reason why everything would just go back to sleep for 4 more years or 5 more years. It just, all that money printing's got to go somewhere, and all that money printing is about to ramp up again. So anyways, I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next stream. Ciao.